Hi everyone, and welcome to Kame House Party. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Vince.
And we're back to talk more about Dragon Ball and how amazing but also ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
And how it fills our lives with joy. But
it's the highlight of my week. Every night I sit down and watch these episodes. And mostly because my girlfriend just looks so confused that she leaves the room.
When does she leave the room? At what point?
Immediately.
Did she say anything?
I think the first time I sat down and watched episodes, I was like, hey, you remember Dragon Ball Z, right? And she goes, oh, yeah. And then I turned on Dragon Ball and she goes, oh, this is weird. And just got up and left.
So, yeah, it takes a certain kind of endurance.
Yes.
Or stupidity to watch
Oh,
this.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I feel like we can't go on without talking about the elephant in the room, or I guess the Pikachu in the room.
Oh my goodness, yes.
We're dick deep into Pokemon Go.
Absolutely.
We are pot committed on it. It's day 2 of the initial release here in the States.
Yep. That open beta.
Yeah. How's your experience been, Vince?
I don't want to be mean, but
try and log in right now. He has his phone.
I've been trying to log in for like 2 hours, and it keeps saying, "Oh, try again later. Server's down." I'm like, server can't be down forever. It was down the first night I opened it. Yep, absolutely. It says, Pokemon Go, our servers are experiencing issues. Please come back later.
I don't like that message also has just a group of Pokemon taunting you. Like,
oh, yeah.
We'll see you later.
Yeah. Like
we're right behind you, but you can't log in and catch us.
Nope. They're all around us, and I can't catch one.
Middle of the day is what I've seen where the servers are kind of bad.
Do you think it's traffic, or do you?
Oh, absolutely.
Traffic, yeah.
It's
all the kiddies with their smartphones.
Everyone.
It's a really it's a cool thing because it's been talked about for a while, and actually getting to see it and see how it works and hold it on your phone is kind of crazy. And it's just like, this is everyone's dream. If you played the original Pokemon. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was always just wanting to turn around and see a Charmander setting my couch on fire and then take a ball and throw it at it. But that's
just very specific dreams.
I wanted a Charmander so bad. He was my favorite. Then he became a
Charmander is the best starter.
Mm-hmm.
Just on record, we're locking it in.
Yeah, take that.
Bulbasaur, get out of here. Squirtle, don't even talk to us.
Nope. Talk to us when you have 2 bazookas on your back. That's when you matter, Squirtle.
No, it's cool, but I feel like you have to set aside time to specifically go out and get Pokemon.
So how many have you caught thus far?
What I have, I think I'm at 20.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can log on.
You probably will be able to. Ouch.
All right.
I'm working on an Android device, which probably isn't optimized. This is an open beta for all of those of you who will be listening to this in the future, when I'm assuming Pokemon Go will run everyone's life.
Yeah, by the time you listen to this, it'll be
by the time
perfect.
This comes out. Yeah. Someone will have genetically engineered
2063, yeah. We'll have their goggles on. Nope. We are also experiencing technical difficulties. They're also happy in this picture.
They just want you to catch them and make them your friends.
No, yeah, I think I have about 20. I evolved a Rattata into Eradicate.
Nice.
And then I got my Weedle to a Kakuna. So I'm excited for that Beedrill.
Trying to get that Beedrill.
There is a gym. I haven't battled yet, but there is a gym 2 blocks from my apartment that I need to go to. But I just want I want a ghost Pokemon. But you have to do that at night, apparently, is what I've learned. It's hard to do when I take the dog out, because I have to focus on the dog who's trying to eat everything. And also on seeing where these damn Pokemon are. Mm-hmm. So I have to set aside time to go out at night specifically to hunt Pokemon, and that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And it's, as a 30-something-year-old man, it is embarrassing.
I just see you out walking around just on a leisurely Pokemon stroll. And somebody being like, hey man, you've been walking around this 7-Eleven for an hour.
You're gonna buy something?
Yeah. Sorry, there's a I can't even think of a... There's a sand shrew somewhere around here because everybody wants sand
I would
shrew.
not go to a 7-Eleven for a sand shrew.
You wouldn't go to a 7-Eleven
I will go for a
sand shrew?
Slurpee. I will go for shitty pizza. I would not go for a sand shrew.
Dude, I will walk up and down the Isle of Manhattan.
If it's a Cubone, then I'll get on that.
I would murder for a Cubone.
It's buggy as hell right now. So I was using it on the train, and I came upon a Drowsy, which I love the psychic Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Psychic and Ghost, that's my jam.
Oh. It's an unstoppable.
So he's just like on my lap on the AR view, like I'm gonna get you, and it freezes. I catch, hit the ball, catch him, and then it freezes, and I have to restart, and then I lose it, and it's heartbreaking.
What?
Yeah.
They didn't give you that? They didn't give you a freebie?
No. The same thing happened with the Doduo, but I caught the Doduo. I'm like, I would have much rather
had the Drowsy than the Doduo. Even though Doduo is a pretty cool Pokemon to come across.
No, it's...
Especially since you don't have to go to like an actual safari zone to catch one.
No, just walk down the street in 90-degree weather.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Be careful out there if you are...
When you listen to this in the fall, watch out for heat.
Watch out for heat. It's hot out there, folks.
It's a scorcher on the I-65.
Real scorcher, it's me, Tom Clouds.
Was there a time when weathermen had like punny weather names?
Oh, there certainly are still local weathermen who still have... Oh, what is it?
I haven't watched the local weather in so long, so I don't know.
I remember back in Delaware, the local weatherman had his last name was Storm.
No, what?
I'm pretty sure it was. I can't remember now. Oh, I feel so bad.
I want to say he's a Chad. It sounds like
Chad Storm.
Chad Storm.
Chad Storm with your local Delaware weather.
It's a balmy 65 degrees out there. Everything's great.
It's great Pokemon catching weather out there. Get your phones out. Get your hats on. Go be the very best that no one ever would.
Back to you, Ash.
Back to you, Ash. Pikachu!
Today's top story. Gary's a dick, and I'm better than him.
Pokemon news. Coming at you.
Ash is the worst trainer.
He's a really bad trainer.
He's not good at all.
He doesn't, like, the fact that he just keeps throwing his Pokemon out even when they're tired and they're run down. He puts them in harm's way all the time.
He doesn't learn anything from other battles. And he sort of I feel like at least in the cartoon, in every gym battle, somehow like he cheats. Somehow,
he doesn't.
Or like maybe, or gumption, not like, oh, I'm good at this. Right.
It's like, oh, I have a gimmick.
So do you remember the very first show? Mm-hmm. I think when he finally gets to like he has all 8 badges, he's like at the championship, and then they have the other guy who like has the same Pokemon, but he's like his Pikachu is named like Sparky. It's basically like an Ash analogy where they have like the same Pokemon, but I think that character is supposed to be us, like the player.
Oh, like the player.
It's like, oh, you're better than Ash because you did it. You actually worked for it.
Yeah. Because you actually trained your Pokemon, you leveled up the appropriate Pokemon.
You walked around in tall grass.
Yeah. Instead of just like, I don't know, steal. I feel like Ash steals a lot of the Pokemon in that series from...
People give... Yeah, he's like, you know what? He really likes you. Here you go, pal. That never happens in real life. You know what? I've had this dog for years, but he really likes you. Yeah. He's really licking your face like a dog does. Here you go.
After you pet him, I don't know what changed. He won't stop looking at you. He wants to go home with you.
Yeah, he's yours now. I guess go put him in harm's way.
Yeah, and then, I'm thinking of the battles that he's won unfairly. And the one that comes to mind is when he has to fight, when he goes to the fighting gym, the fighting type Pokemon. Because he's unprepared and doesn't have the right... He has no water Pokemon to fight them with. Nope. And he just wants to use his Pikachu... So he teaches Pikachu learns how to box. Oh yeah. And then beats Hitmonchan with a rocket propelled punch, which Pikachu doesn't know. That's not an HM or a TM. That's not possible.
Which is also ridiculous to think that, well, Pikachu trained for an hour. I guess he's going to beat this creature that is specifically born to fight.
Yeah.
That is their only purpose.
See, now I'm looking back and I'm just like, Ash is just the worst.
So we get enough downloads on this. I guess we have to do the sister podcast of watching every Pokemon.
Oh, no. And what would it be called? I don't know. Ash is a dick.
Ash's Horrible Adventure.
Ash's Horrible Adventure. Or call the SPCA. Or the Pokemon? Call Nurse Joy.
Call Nurse Joy. Officer Sally? Was that her name?
Joy. Because they were all...
Nurses were all Joys.
Right.
The cops were all the Poke Cops.
Poke Cops. Who were terrible at their jobs.
Nope.
They couldn't catch Team Rocket.
Well, they kept blasting off again.
They kept being
thrown into infinity and then landing somewhere.
And somehow surviving.
Yeah.
Being shot into space, pretty much.
No, that's fine. That makes sense. No, there as many questions that we have about the Dragon Ball world, Pokemon
there are
world,
infinitely more.
Yeah.
Infinitely
so we
more.
we'll get off our Pokemon high Ponyta. That's a horrible wordplay.
You make me so angry I'm going to growl at you.
Boy.
Oh boy. Uh-oh. Meow.
I want someone to be in a courtroom and be like, so you admit you murdered your wife? Well, meow. Case dismissed. You're free to go.
You're free to go. The judge is just so on board.
Single tier.
He's just playing Pokemon Go. He's like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, all right, so Dragon Ball, why are you really here? I'm not afraid that I'm sure there's some overlap between Pokemon
absolutely.
fans
Pokemon fans, Dragon Ball fans.
I don't feel like we're alienating many people.
Be odd if we were.
Right, so we are on episode 4.
Entitled Oolong the Terrible.
I don't know what it was titled in the subtitled version, mainly because, for full disclosure, I don't have my notes with me today.
An audible gasp from the audio listeners. Aaron doesn't have his notes today.
I know they are back in Jersey.
They're back in Jersey where they belong.
They told me to forget about it, and so I did. No, but we got this. We can talk about the wackiness. But we're introduced to Oolong.
Oolong,
the shape-shifting pig.
Shape-shifting pig boy. Man.
Yeah, so set us up. What's going on here?
So the crux of this episode is that Bulma and Goku looking for the Dragon Balls, as they are wont to do, and they come across this village, and it's being terrorized by this shape-shifting monster called Oolong. And, of course, Bulma is wearing her patented Bulma wear. Bulma brand clothing. That's our sponsor today. Bulma brand clothing. For the name you hate and the clothes you like to wear. And the first thing about this village that confuses me is, what is this village's culture?
So there are people dressed as Native Americans. There are people dressed as cowboys. So sort of mixed in there. But I feel like there is...
Oh, don't forget there are men wearing sombreros and women wearing scarves like babushkas.
It seems like it's everything that's not Asian in this village. This is where all the white people all the white people or it's a village of people who are background actors.
Yeah, that works
just
too.
Kept their costume.
I mean, that makes sense if they tie the voices with those actors, because there's an Australian voice. There is a normal American voice. Then there's also the cowboy voice, and then the Native American voice.
No, there's not a Native American voice.
There is. And he's wearing a headdress.
Is it like broken English voice?
No, it's more like Pocawatha. You have to go. Like that kind of voice. Sorry if that offended anybody.
Oh boy. Hey man, you weren't the one that recorded that way. You weren't in the booth like, you know what? Just give me a real stereotypical Indian, throwing some woo-woo-woos in there, and we'll call it good.
Oh.
You weren't that monster.
No, I'm not a monster. I'm not a monster.
You're not a
Oolong
Bulma
is.
or an Oolong.
Yeah. talk about monster Bulma. God.
What horrible things.
Bulma, she is a sociopath to the highest degree. When faced with the opportunity to get this Dragon Ball from this old woman who's like, I can't part with this Dragon Ball. It's been in my family for years. Bulma looks right at her with glaring eyes and says, well, what if Goku and I get rid of this Oolong monster that has terrified and petrified this entire village? I'll just throw this child at this monster that I just met a day ago. I don't care. I just want that Dragon Ball so I can have a boyfriend.
So I can wish for a dumb thing. No, I think... So when they get there, the village is there's no one in the streets.
Yeah, there's no one in the streets.
It's a very abandoned village at first glance.
Mm-hmm.
And then Goku goes into the door and does he get shot or does he get an arrow or does he get a hatchet?
So it's an axe to the skull.
Yep.
After Goku breaks and enters into Sherman Priest's home.
Yeah.
Not sure if that is his occupation or his name. Yeah, he punches through the door, opens it up, walks in, and immediately struck in the head with an axe.
The axe falls apart.
Axe breaks. All that's left is a big welt on his head.
Yeah. He does get he gets a boo-boo.
He gets a boo-boo.
Then Bulma complains like, hey, that could have been, if I would have gone through first, which you're not going in first.
No.
Don't play.
Obviously, Bulma's not going in first in any situation unless there's some man meat involved.
Yeah.
She's gross. I am not going to rest until the whole world sees Bulma for the terrible person that she is as a child. She's a terrible child.
This is a mudslinging campaign against Bulma.
Listen, for too long, Bulma has been the apple of people's eye. As future mother of Trunks, people love her for that. And her heir to the Dino Cap's throne. But listen to me when I say this. She's a terrible person, and she does not deserve a wish of any kind. And I hope she doesn't get it.
She is kind of held with high regard, I feel like. Because growing up, like, watching it, no one was like, you know who's horrible? Bulma.
Yeah.
Like, this is the first time I'm realizing this.
Yeah, everybody's like, I hate Emperor Pilaf. He's so mean. He's always trying to get Bulma. I mean, Bulma and Goku and Dragon Balls, and he's gonna dominate the world. We don't know what kind of man or elf blue thing,
Goblin King,
he's gonna be. We don't know. He could be amazing. He could give universal health care to the entire planet.
That'd be great.
That would be great. But guess what? Guess what Bulma's gonna do with her wish? She's going to wish for a boyfriend that I'm 100% sure she will break up with in 2 days because she's a spoiled brat teenager who doesn't know what she wants yet.
Oof. Just those Dragon Balls. That's her main goal.
She doesn't care about anything else in this world but Dragon Balls and her goddamn Dino Caps.
So Oolong is he's mainly just stealing. I'm not going to say women. Because they all look like
they're
children.
Just call them what they are.
They're children. Children. Which we do find out. I don't know if it does it in the dubbed again because they're iffy on ages, which is horrible. But Oolong is younger than Bulma. I think he's Goku's age. So 14.
14.
Yeah. So
and Bulma's supposed to be how old?
16.
Okay.
So I think he is kidnapping like girls in his age range, which is still funky, especially when he transforms into 40-year-old businessman.
Yeah, in a white trench coat.
Yeah.
That Bulma just cannot resist from behind closed
We're
doors.
getting ahead. Okay. So Sherman Priest's daughter is basically she's next in line to be kidnapped by Oolong.
Mm-hmm.
And so the plan that I believe it's Bulma's plan,
absolutely,
is to have Goku dress up as a
Pokewatha.
Girl. Yep, as a girl. It just sounds like a horrible name. I really don't want to say it.
It's not good. Nothing about it is good.
It's not great. It's very uncomfortable to say. So Sherman Priest's daughter, Goku is replacing her, and so he's just sort of out in the village square, like bait. Like, all right, let's wait for Oolong, and he shows up.
What is he? He shows up though as a giant red devil with big horns in his head, and he's wearing an all-white tuxedo.
He does have flowers. I remember in my notes, I'm like, you know what? That's nice of you.
He does. Yeah, he comes with flowers. He seems to be a monster of some kind that isn't above a little bit of decorum. So, like...
He understands romance.
Yeah.
You can't just kidnap a child
Can't just
willy-nilly.
Yeah.
You have to...
Gotta give him something.
You have to wine and dine a child.
Oh, boy.
They're the same age. They're the same age.
They're the same age.
So if his goal is to get... He's just trying to get wives or girlfriends or something. He's just... Yeah. Everyone's goal in this universe just seems to be wanting to hook up.
Oh, yeah. It's like a middle school dance. Everybody's just rolling around trying to make out with somebody.
But like they're all very, and much like a middle school dance, everyone's just very inept, unequipped.
Nobody knows
try
how
to accomplish it. It's if you think about it in that analogy, Dragon Ball is definitely the middle school of the universe of the series, where it's the main plot is like I want to hook up with people,
right?
Unless you're a Goku. You're the friend. Goku's like the friend that figured it out. Like, I'm not worried about girls. I'm just gonna like have fun and hang out. Yeah. Let's play games. And then Dragon Ball Z is very much the high school.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, well, I'm moody now. Yeah. I just want to fight with people.
I've got a whole lot of angst.
I just want to get swole and fucking hang out with my bros. I don't have time for women. Bulma's not part of the adventures anymore.
So, what is GT then?
GT,
summer
you know
school?
What? GT, I think is very. It's almost our age.
It's like
where it's like it's very millennial, like 20-something millennials, where it's like, hey, remember when Goku was a kid and he had fun, wacky adventures with a girl character? They're building off nostalgia,
right?
Keeping within continuity because they're just going on like a space adventure. Yeah, space journey. From what I've seen, I haven't seen a ton of episodes of GT.
No, I mean most of it takes place in space. They're flying around. They're going from planet to planet looking for dragons.
No, yeah, but they're definitely trying to recapture what Dragon Ball was.
Yeah.
Part of the charm, but also like the weird craziness of Dragon Ball is this like weird underlying I'm not gonna say sexuality.
What?
It's sexuality just sounds like the wrong word.
No, I know what you mean, but like
there's this
promiscuity.
Maybe it's like this fun. It's like a fun sex comedy.
Yeah,
you know, it's like a National Lampoon-y kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Like
and GT
sex is funny.
Yeah, like it's like a French like bedroom farce.
I'm unfamiliar, but
just wacky mistaken identities and wacky sexual situations. They were like, ooh boy,
who would have thought of this?
Who'd have thought? Yeah, screwball-y comedy that GT doesn't do. GT's like tries to do that, but also Dragon Ball Z.
I remember GT being like overly serious, and so many people died. Like so many characters. I could be misremembering, but. That's what I remember. But
we got deep.
Sorry, folks. You didn't sign up for this, did you?
You didn't need an analysis.
That's not what we came for.
Why aren't they joking anymore?
Or we want to listen to Vin rant about how Bulma's terrible. We all think it.
If we ever meet someone who's a listener, I pray to God they sound like that. I want them to have a Ray Romano-esque voice.
Wow.
Or in episode 5. Oh, that's a horrible Ray Romano. I apologize to Ray Romano.
You'll get there. I used to watch that show a lot.
I'll leave it to you, sir.
I think one thing that I wrote down was the village legend that they keep talking about. They mention, I don't know in the sub version if they have that, but in the dub version, there's a village legend where the village would be saved by a boy who could dance on the clouds and would defeat Oolong.
I believe that is in there, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so my question is, how long has Oolong been terrorizing this village? Oolong would have had to be terrorizing that village for a long time for a legend to be developed.
But he's 14 years old, and he did spend some time at shapeshifting
school, which we will get to. We will get there. Oh, we're gonna go shapeshifting school.
Yeah. Legends, to my knowledge, legends take time to develop,
right?
To be passed on. through generations.
Exactly. And Oolong has only stolen 3 girls in, I'm assuming, a number of months.
What a weird time warpy thing. Unless
I mean, I think they just did that to make Goku a savior character, but
they can also be horrible and just lying to him, like, there's a legend, yeah, sure. The kid with spiky hair who gets hit on an axe but doesn't die. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
I guess you have to save us now. Thanks. We'll be inside.
Find our children.
Do our job for us. Thanks. Where are the police?
Okay. So wait, where did we leave off?
Oolong's come with courtin. He did ride.
Oh yeah. Starts off shape of a giant devil in a suit.
Mm-hmm.
Goku does a little bit of acting, trying to get in the part.
Yeah.
He's obviously terrible at it.
Yeah.
And then to further make the little girl comfortable, Oolong decides to transform into a grown-ass man in a trench coat with a mustache, who I can only assume is, I mean, you said it before, 40-something?
40-something-year-old businessman.
Oh, yeah.
So early, mid-80s, like, okay, Tom Selleck looking kind of guy with, like, the curly pompadour.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what the ladies liked.
Aaron, I'll be honest, I liked it. I mean, he's in a trench coat. He's looking fine.
All white takes a certain joie de vivre, for sure.
Ooh, good word. For all you French listeners, that was for you.
For the half of you. 0.5.
0.5 French listeners?
Half of that was for you. But yeah, I feel like in any decade, it's like, this doesn't seem like... I guess it's appropriate for a 14-year-old boy, like, who's a suave guy? This.
Yeah.
And then Bulma comes bursting out of one of the huts.
I should probably leave because this just makes me so
So
mad.
I'll set it up and you can knock it down.
Oh my god.
So Bulma just comes bursting out, boy crazy, like announces her name, like, hey, I'm 16, take me with you. And then Oolong straight up asks her what her bust size is.
Important note, that is not in the dubbed version whatsoever, that question about the bust size. When Bulma jumps out of the door, she, like Aaron said, says, hi, I'm Bulma, won't you take me with you? And then just opens up her coat to show her bosoms. I wish you could see what I'm doing because it's as ridiculous as it sounds.
Imagine an old-timey Southern lawyer holding his suspenders.
An Atticus Finch, if you will.
Vince is really finching out over here.
It's insane. Bulma is so disgusting. I can't, like, who does that?
So in the subtitle, they sort of explain it away to where it's this weird character trait. Because as soon as Oolong leaves, she like snaps back to normal, like, oh, what happened? So like apparently she blacks out and becomes boy crazy whenever there's a handsome man, which is a worse problem,
right?
Than I don't know how to explain this away.
No, but I mean, stop me if you stop me if you know where I'm going with this.
Okay.
The dubbed version, after that exchange, and Bulma goes back in the house. She's like, oh well, where'd the handsome man go? And Sherman Priest shames her for being such a slut, and it's like, you should be ashamed of yourself. Bulma has no response.
I don't remember this.
That happened.
Wow, man, we are real. Man, America's not great,
right? They
like, especially right now. But like,
right.
But as much shit as we give Bulma, we're not shame. We don't slut shame here.
No,
at Kame House Party.
No, I just don't like Bulma.
Yeah, just don't.
Not for the fact that she is boy crazy and that
She's 16. Of course, she's going to be boy crazy.
Yeah, she's 16. I expect that from a 16-year-old who just wants all she wants is a boyfriend. So if she's looking, she's on the prowl. Yeah.
But she's just putting children in danger.
Right.
Shooting them.
Shooting children.
Manipulating entire villages for your own purposes.
Exactly.
Those are the things we're shaming her for.
Those are the things that I don't like about Bulma. It's her manipulativeness. It's her cunning and guile. It's just that's what I mean when she's a sociopath. She puts people in positions where they have no choice but to do what she says.
Yeah. And again, her short-sightedness of here are magic items that give you anything. Mm-hmm.
Boyfriend, please, boyfriend. So Oolong changes.
I'm sorry. So I know we set a precedence of not looking things up.
Aaron, you didn't.
I did. I looked it up before the first episode. Again, a peek behind the curtain. We watch our run of episodes, and then we do about 2 or 3 in a row. But when I was watching this episode in the subtitled version, Oolong has an inner monologue when Bulma presents herself. He's like, "Oh, that bust! It's so big. Maybe I can do Pafu Pafu with her." I'm like, what is this Pafu Pafu? And apparently it's a Japanese term that apparently Akira Toriyama sort of solidified. It's motorboating, folks.
Oh, yeah.
He's like very excited.
A little bit of this going
on. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was refreshing. All right, get back to it.
Yeah.
That's his inner monologue. He's like, "Oh man, I'm very excited that I can do this." So I guess he's not doing it with the other children
because they're children and they do not have breasts.
And this is where you find out that Oolong is the same age as Goku.
Right, which is again never explained in the dub version. Why can't you just put my mind at ease? Because every time after we do this, I'm like, okay, I try to keep in my mind that they are all around the same age. Mm-hmm. But because Bulma looks to be about 6 feet tall and Goku and Oolong look to be about 4.5 feet tall, like, I can't put that together in my mind. I can't do it when I'm watching it. So just everything's so disturbing on that level. Or like, I'm assuming Bulma's 18, Goku's like 10. Like, I know that's not the case. And I'll get over it. So don't get mad when you hear this. But
it is odd that the dub version wouldn't just say that so it's less creepy.
Right, just at the top.
Just straight up like they're all the same age.
Yeah, that's all. Episode 1, Goku and Bulma, both teenagers. Done.
Yeah,
done. Then
have the announcer do it.
Yeah. Also, I love the announcer's voice. He's great. I want to know who he is. And follow his career.
We have to look that up, so.
But
I'll stop. One and done. Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
So Oolong, I think he sees Goku peeing upright, and so he skedaddles.
Well, not
no.
quite.
Oh, yes.
He hates deception, so he turns into a giant Spanish bull.
Yeah.
Puts on a little Spanish accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
There's a little Spanish accent. And he's like, "Hey, muchacho, you're just a little guy." And like stuff like that. Again, I apologize. I apologize. All I'm doing is trying to accurately represent for you listeners who may not have been caught up enough to catch episode 4. It's just, because Oolong thinks he's just going to intimidate Goku, but we know Goku. Oh boy, do we know Goku.
Yep, he crushes something, right? If I'm remembering this correctly.
That's in the second interaction. In the first one, Oolong runs away because he can only hold a shape for 5 minutes.
Yes.
He can only hold a new shape for 5 minutes.
He runs away, hides outside the village, hands in his pocket, whistling classic innocence.
Yep.
If you're ever in trouble, whistle, pockets in your hand.
And lean against a fence. Yep. Nobody will ever suspect a thing.
But we learned that Oolong is a pig person.
Pig person. Oolong is a pig person.
Sure.
Oolong is a pig person. You know what? I'm not even gonna. He's fine.
No, we know. We've covered this ground.
We've covered that already.
A lot.
If you want to listen to why I had to say Oolong is a pig person twice in a row, go back and listen to the earlier episodes. You'll see why.
We hope you're all caught up.
We hope you're all caught up at this point.
It's a bit of a blur of when Oolong hightails it, and then he comes back.
So because nobody knows what Oolong really looks like, he can hide in plain sight. So as Goku chases Oolong out of the village, Oolong transforms back into himself, tells Goku he went that away, mister, and Goku runs off, comes back, and goes back into the village, and says, "Oh, I guess Oolong ran away. He really is a coward." And that's when Oolong has enough time to regain the power to transform again. Turns into this big metal monster that threatens to put Goku in a bowl of soup and eat him like a dumpling.
So I believe it's a play on Manzinger Z is the name of the character. It's what he looks like. I've never watched the show. I've just seen the toy. So I think like an Ultraman type character.
Right. Which is which is interesting because I think in the next couple of episodes we meet the Ox King and Chi-Chi. And Chi-Chi has the helmet that is similar to that.
The Ultraman. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of influences running around. So here's my question. He has a bowl of soup.
Right.
Where did that come from?
Aaron, you are so dead on because he's shape-shifting. How can he create matter?
So that bowl of soup is either part of him, and if he's moving and like he has the chopsticks, he's like playing with the noodles. I'm like, if that's part of you, like how that seems painful. That seems horribly painful to stretch out you with chopsticks.
Also, that part of you is so hot that it burns your own thumb.
There's steam coming from a very specific part of you.
What part of Oolong do you think that soup is?
What's that steam in Oolong?
But it's that fat back. It's that bacon back he's got under there.
I mean,
Pig man.
I will accept shapeshifting all day long. Right. I can suspend my disbelief. But when it's like, part of me is a person, but then some of me is in food.
Hey, you...
What if you spill some of yourself?
How do you get that back?
Is it like T2 style with the T1000?
Where it just reconfigures?
I get, maybe.
Oh.
I don't... They're very... Yeah. Again, many questions on shapeshifting.
Well, maybe it's because we didn't go to shapeshifting school.
That seems like some advanced
shapeshifting technique.
Stuff, yeah. So he obviously did fairly well. Maybe not since he can only hold it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out when they do the spin-off Shapeshifting School.
Shapeshifting Academy.
Yeah. Akin to a Monsters Academy.
Yes, absolutely. Or Monsters University.
Sure.
That's what I would say. It's more like Monsters University.
That's what I meant.
Which I enjoyed. I like that movie.
I haven't watched it. I'm very behind on my Pixar movies.
It's a good one. It's not as good as the first one. That first Monsters Inc. Sorry about this tangent, but like I have to sing its praises. It was great at the time because when did it come out? Because I remember I wasn't necessarily a kid when I went and saw it.
I was working at a movie theater, so I think it was between 04 and 06.
Yeah, no, I would have been old enough where like it would have been uncool to go see Monsters Inc.
Or it might have been 02, because 04 was The Incredibles.
Oh, I need to watch that.
05, I think, was Cars. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's their worst. It's Pixar's worst. I
mean, I know the second Cars movie was woof.
I know a lot of people don't have an affinity for Bug's Life, but I like the cast, and they're ripping off Seven Samurai, so I'm on board for that 100%.
If you make me pick, I'd have to choose Ants.
Ants is not a Pixar movie.
I know. I like it better than Bug's Life.
Oh.
Yeah. It shows you what kind of child I was.
I want the one with the neurotic ant.
Yep, that's me. This podcast brought to you by Animated Films. Animated Films. Go see them out when this podcast probably comes out is
out constantly.
Yeah, they're always out. Go see them. They are good most of the time.
So yeah, he's gonna eat Goku like a dumpling. Does he have a horribly Asian accent when he transforms into this guy?
No, it's more like a robot.
Ah, okay.
It's like a voice.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, they kind of toned it down finally.
Halfway through the episode, like, shit.
Yeah. They're like, oh God, what have we done?
It's too late. We gotta keep going. Well, of course, we'll self-correct.
We can do this.
Do they fight? I feel like they fight.
No. Because we know what happens when people who think they're stronger than Goku fight Goku.
Yeah.
They end up horribly murdered.
They become corpses.
So instead, Oolong, being the trickster that he is, decides to test Goku's karate by asking him to break 3 bricks with one hand.
Oh, yeah.
Goku says, 3 bricks? I can break that with 1 finger. And that's when Goku breaks the 3 bricks. Oolong then says, you know what I do to guys who could do that? Turns into a bat, flies away. Then in typical Bulma fashion, after Oolong is flying away, she steps out and yells at Goku to go get him. Goku hops on the flying Nimbus, and I actually like this chase scene.
He turns into a rocket.
Yeah,
which is the other, like, where is fuel? What is
exactly.
I want to know the rules for it. That's really it. I just want to know the, like, how's this universe set up so it's not Crazy Town, and how does shape-shifting work?
Right, because you'd assume he'd have to shape-shift into something that could physically fly, like any bird or.
So it's also, he's clearly gaining the abilities of what he shapeshifts into.
Right.
If he shapeshifted into giant karate robot, I feel like he should have giant robot karate powers.
Well, he answers that in the next episode, so we'll leave that there. Put a pin in that. We'll come back. Thank you.
I have my pins here. Okay.
Because I like this chase scene because Goku's on the Nimbus, Oolong's a rocket, and they're flying around, and we get those cool like canyon shots, and then his 5 minutes are up, and Oolong is falling to his death, and good old Goku saves him.
No, yeah, it's a good chase scene. Anytime you have flying characters in a canyon, I feel like that's the epitome of flying characters.
Yeah,
against the background. Oolong is finally brought to justice.
Oolong is brought to justice by being made to apologize. Mm-hmm. That is it. No legal repercussions for his actions. There were no less than 3 Amber Alerts that were sent out. And Oolong only has to say, I'm sorry.
It is a sad parallel. And then we will leave it at that. The village people, and they might as well be the village people.
Yeah, they're the village people. Yeah. Because there's a cowboy, a Native American.
I feel like there's a construction worker
there's a
hiding
construction
out
worker somewhere.
Well, they're like, where are our daughters?
Absolutely.
He's like, oh, they're at my house. And so there's like a minute of them walking to his house.
Yeah.
Which is that's poor storytelling. That's you showing us the boring parts.
Yeah.
But they get to his house, and it is a mansion.
Well, and then I'd like to just say that they weren't walking very long. Like there was no like time lapse. Like the sun kind of went down, so they were only walking maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Mm-hmm. Why didn't they look for the girls? All they had to do was look for the girls.
45. That's what, 2 miles?
2 miles.
I feel like they could have. This mansion, I feel like you would have seen it.
Yeah.
As they were out searching for their girls, they would have been like, well, let's check this giant mansion that doesn't belong here.
Right. That we don't know who lives there.
Yeah. We're in the country. We're in our weird village.
Right.
Yeah.
Our every people village. We have people all.
We're the most representative
of
any village in the world. Yeah, Oolong brags about like, well, I stole a bunch of shit, so I have a great mansion.
And nobody's like, aren't you ashamed? Nobody cares.
I think Goku's like, don't be a braggart. Someone's like, don't brag.
Oh, really?
And that's what they're mad about.
Oh, is
not
it
like
that he's a braggart?
Yeah, not that he's a thief and is, certainly collapsed an economy, if not several.
Yeah, to be able to afford this mansion.
Yeah. It's just like, hey man, don't brag about it. The girls are safe. They are more than safe.
They are more than safe.
One's working out in typical 80s workout gear. Mm-hmm. Another has like the fur boa.
Mm-hmm.
Just relaxing.
Just chilling.
So apparently Oolong made the mistake of treating these poor villagers and farmers well. And and just treating them lavishly.
Right.
And so they got spoiled and they just want stuff.
Yeah.
So Oolong's plan was like, how do I fix this? I could send them back home. Nope. I'll kidnap another girl.
4
times a charm, so I've been told.
Yeah. And hopefully this one will cook and clean and do everything I need them to do. Because I'm a child and don't know how to take care of a mansion.
And, again, I'll forgive you along with a 14-year-old boy's perception of what a relationship is.
Yeah. I mean, at least we know there wasn't any weird pafu stuff going on in there.
It was on his mind.
It was definitely on his mind.
It never came,
Never came to fruition, thank goodness.
Yes. I know it doesn't end like this, but I wish it was just Oolong explaining like, all these girls they won't cook or clean. They just want more money from me. And then everyone like chuckles and laughs and then credits. I know it doesn't end like that.
It should.
In my mind, that's how it ends.
But there have been so many Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z episodes that have ended like that. You would think it would have started soon.
I'm like, sure.
Of course.
What's the Dragon Ball count out now? 5?
They have 6.
They do not have 6. Okay.
Oh, no. You're right. They have 5.
Boba had 2.
They have the 6
Goku
star
had
ball.
1.
They got one from
Master Roshi, and then another one. So they're at 5.
5.
I use 2 hands to count to 5 for some reason. First of all, I shouldn't have to use any as an adult man.
Listen,
as an adult person.
We're doing a lot of things with our brain right now. Counting on our hands is probably one of the more difficult things we have to do at the moment. Yeah. Other than dissect this awesome, amazing, one-of-a-kind show.
Yes, thoroughly enjoyable. Well beyond the whole surface wackiness. This is insanity. Let's enjoy it on that level. But it is still a fun adventure show.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pure pure adventure novel kind of thing. Just like this is what is happening. These are the characters. This is what they're going through. They're going to run into wacky things all along the way. It's supposed to be fun and light to a certain extent.
Yeah.
If you don't think about it too much, it's very light.
Yeah. If you don't ask questions or use critical thinking in any way, it's a very fun show.
It's a fun show. And I hope everybody gets that from the way that we're talking about it. These questions and these exclamations, they come from a place of love. I truly do like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z was a huge part of my childhood.
Of course, yeah. No, it's the gateway anime.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Just like skateboarding is a gateway to drugs.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, sure.
100%.
Don't skateboard. Watch anime.
Yeah. Safer. Kind of.
Yeah, that's all the time we have for this episode. I feel like these first couple episodes are going to be a bit longer since we're establishing a lot of things and a lot of characters.
Right.
Maybe as we get deeper in, we'll be less amazed. I hope not. I hope I'm just as amazed by the other ones.
I think it's going to be a little while before we get calmed down and find a rhythm with this show.
Yeah.
Because they're very good at just throwing crazy stuff at you along the way.
I have questions. Please answer them. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Dragon Ball Replicémolo Ψάχνω και θα βρω Στα δυο μου χέρια αύριο θα σας κρατώ Μη φεύγες στον χαμένο καιρό Τα παλάτια των ουρανών Ψάχνω να σου βρω
contact us at kamehousepartypod@gmail.com.
And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Kame House Party. And if you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. The more ratings we receive, the easier it is for people to discover the podcast. Thank you.